up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, if your name is Drake, it looks like you just lost your bottom B, and you know things are going bad when you lose your bottom B. Y'all, what am I talking about? DJ Academics has abandoned Drake. I repeat, DJ Academics has abandoned Drake. Now, here's the thing, right? Um, Academics, I'll just be straight, fluffy. Fluffademics, it's being his little Judas mercenary self. Baby, I ain't mad at it. Get those clicks, get those views. And he realized as much as he tried to hold the fort against the White Walkers, baby, he realized there ain't no way. And he was going to let Drake just have to go down if he wanted. There were so many people trolling him, so many people doing this. He had to just admit that the sky was blue and that Not Like That and Kendrick was up on the rise. I also think that he is hedging his bets because first listen to what he said, all right? Um okay, hold on. Listen to what he said first. Hold on, y'all. Where is it at? Okay, here we go.
I'm trying to see if Drake's in my top 5 MCs list. I think Drake's in top 10, top 15 MCs. Drake top 10, top 15 MCs. Kendrick top 5 MCs.
Look at it. Okay, so listen. He literally said that Kendrick is in the top 5 and Drake is in top 10, 15. So just listen to this, right? I know that Act is hedging his bets because here's what it lets me know. That comeback is not guaranteed. He probably fired half of his ghostwriters because he is paranoid. UMG don't know how to appeal to the Black community. They were like Sexy Gred. We were like, not too heavy on that. They was like Camila Cabello. We were like the racist. They were like EDM. The EDM heads were like, what? Why is Drake even in our conversation? And they came back to the drawing board after Kendrick and them exposed that he was going to do a collab with MJ, which would have to have been an AI MJ. Why he raps soulful, going back to his old times, trying to make everybody feel sorry for him and his Karen ways, right? That got exposed. And also, like I said, they are saying that Drake is a little bit shook because it's not the fact that Kendrick and them know that Drake is going to do like a PR comeback with Man in the Mirror, MJ, you get the connection. They're saying the issue is that if Kendrick's camp knew that that was coming and that was their angle, that means that Kendrick's camp has a reply. Kendrick's camp has a response. Kendrick's camp probably has something made up. So when Drake tries to do it, he can step all on his little media thing and everybody will go back to laughing at him. So UMG stress, Kendrick is stressed, and Academics is hedging his bets. Now listen, I get the fact that he's a mercenary and he'll be back if Drake actually does come out with a hit. Again, Drake asked for this. He said, you've been doing too much talking now. You can't disappear. Let's see what you got. Drake was whoever put some dip on Drake's chip, and I think it was Whack 100 in the game. That's why they weren't invited. Whoever put some dip on Drake's chip, baby, Drake, you should be doing a diss song to them. I'll talk about that in a second. But let me just say this, right? Look at these tweets. The fact that Drake is so, Illy Lily says the fact that Drake is so down bad that even Academics even knows that Drake needs him more than he needs Drake. So of course he can say stuff like this, knowing Drake will probably still go through him to leak stuff because he's one of Drake's biggest platforms. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. So here's the thing for them saying this, right? Again, Kendrick is top 5. Drake is, I guess, a good performer, but isn't he always breaking his ankle and just like running around like a 3-year-old on stage? But I guess people go to see it. Remember when he was being sassy, playing work? Rihanna has not even uttered your name in over 6 years. You literally when you heard that she had her child in a whole stadium, you had your DJ put on work, one of your biggest hits with Rihanna, and then be like, we don't turn that off. We ain't playing that. Trying to be sassy. Do you not go out your way in concerts to antagonize and sneak diss people? His whole thing is sneak diss. I guess these Canadians, is sneak dissing big in Canada? Because in America, We call that be made. Like, say it with your chest if you mean it, right? Again, Right Life said the way Axe switched up his tone should be studied. Eddie said Drake is top 100 for sure. Kendrick top two, and he's not number two. He told y'all the crown is heavy, right? Drake isn't top 15. Let me tell you something. Drake can't be top 15 um uh when the Black Hippies, Schoolboy, J Rock, and Ab-Soul, and of course Kendrick. Yes, okay, Schoolboy Q. Yes, 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 yes. But anyway, right? Um, Again, Mr. Zod said something very important. Drake is doing it on purpose to lessen people's expectations and view Drake to help with this comeback. But again, what is this saying about Drake? What is this saying about everything he's doing that we now have to lessen expectations? Again, UMG doesn't see a way out of this. They really see Drake's career going down. Let me just also point out this important point, right? Why is Drake so mad at Kendrick? You really need to be mad at the game. See, some of us, right, remember, the North remembers. So let me just take y'all, right? Remember when Nipsey passed away, right? Of course, y'all remember. And I remember watching Whack 100 go on interview after interview after interview, trying to throw dirt, in my opinion, on Nipsey's name. It was weird. It was weird. It's like, I know you got beef, but this man tragically died. Why are you doing this? At the same time, the game was doing his best to cosplay and turn into Nipsey Hussle. Y'all remember the post? Oh, it's for my people. Like he was trying to get on that Nipsey, the marathon continues, Knowing that while Nipsey was alive, the game was so jealous. Why? Because the game never got met next. At one time, the game was really, really huge, and he was up next. But again, he always picks the wrong thing. He's on some weird stuff. He started dating what's her name? And Dia Westbrook when she was like very, very young, right? Certified lover boy, right? Started dating India Westbrook when she was very, very young. I ain't forget that. On top of that, okay, he was like cosplaying Nipsey Hussle. And it was weird. Why? Because he was always jealous of Nipsey when Nipsey was alive, because Nipsey was up to be next. And because the game was at one point up next, but he missed his turn because people that came out better, stronger, better rappers, and not on that weird stuff started coming forward. So when Nipsey passed, he thought that he was up next. And he got mad because out of that, not with the Nipsey passing, but a little bit after that, Kendrick emerged as, okay, you got up next. And he always what seemed like he was angry about it. So it seemed like he was always like subbing Kendrick, doing this, doing that. But just hear me out with this one, right? So he was always doing that stuff. Okay. But at the end of the day, even if you, and the thing is, he couldn't get at Kendrick because, come on, the game and Kendrick, I mean, we all love one blood, but the game and Kendrick, be serious, right? So, and plus the game, because of the weird stuff he is and the word, he never got that big universal say. He always seemed very, very niche. Okay. Now think about it. None of them were invited to the pop off concert. Why? Because when a child is acting up and says some crazy stuff to you, and you know they're an idiot, you don't really blame the child. Who do you blame? The parent. Who's Drake's parent? Remember when the game literally talked Drake into coming into middle of South Central so he could actually film a video talking about, yeah, I'm standing in your hood. But remember that Whack 100 and a bunch of people released that Drake was so scared to be there that he was staying in the car and didn't even want to get out the car because he thought it was a setup. But he came down to South Central with the game's encouragement, and the game was with them. And he was sitting there talking trash, right? This is going on in the Kendrick beef. What do I think happened? I think the game put a battery in Drake's back. Because think about it. Why would Drake think that Dave Free was Whitney's, the father of Kendrick's kid? Why would he think that Kendrick was like slap chopping Whitney? And here's my thing, right? Kendrick had To Pimp a Butterfly and Mr. Morale. He is very, very self aware. But I want to say this: if somebody is abusive, they're not just abusive to one person. There would have been talk. There would have been chatter. There would have been people being like, yeah, it is actually going on. It doesn't, like, women, abusive it doesn't stay hidden like that. There's always gossip, always chatter. So anyway, right? Where would he get that thing? about the thing. Where would he get the fact that Kendrick's not even affiliated? Kendrick don't got any things. He don't even come around. He's a square. Don't nobody like him. He don't got any friends. But who does that sound like? It sounds like hating ass game. And on top of that, Whack 100, he goes where the wind blows. One day he'll be like, yeah, F Kendrick. The next minute he'd be like, I pledge TDE for life. He just goes wherever it goes. He don't got loyalty, but I know when he don't like anyone. So think about it. Whack, the game, Snoop. Snoop tried to lie and say, oh, it's because I was on tour. I couldn't go to the pop off. But then you performed for Khloe Kardashian at her birthday party. You flew in off from wherever to perform for a birthday party, but you couldn't come into the pop off. I'm saying that they were not invited. I think that TDE knows that the game was the one that put a battery in Drake's back and told him all that stuff. And because Drake really don't have any ties to Compton and he trusts the game, that he believed everything he was saying, right? And I think that's why the game threw him under the bus and was like, look, I don't even know Drake like that. We just did an album. At the end of the day, I think there's more going on. And I think that's also why Whack 100 was like, Drake can come to the hood anytime he wants because they're probably hoping something happens. But no lie. And I will say this before I go. Drake is such a stunt queen. Remember when people were breaking into his house and there was video of his private security getting these guys and nothing ever happened with the police or like whatever? It just all looked like stunt queen antics. I actually think that with Rick Ross, Drake was hoping to escalate things, hoping to escalate so that he could say that somehow when he was walking around in San Francisco or whatever, an attempt was made on his life and then he could become the victim again. You guys, Drake is a master manipulator and narcissists, if he is one, when they start unraveling, they start thinking really, really crazy things. I wouldn't put it past Drake not to do that. I really honestly wouldn't. I just don't think that Drake expected when that happened to Rick Ross, everything to come and it turned into some Biggie, Tupac, East Coast, West Coast, South. And everybody just said, okay, like, anyway, you still lost. So now they took away another avenue. Anyway, that's just my thoughts. But I actually do think that Dream was the one that put the battery in Drake's back. And what's the bigger point? Baby, when your bottom your bottom B deserts you, things are looking bad. Even Academics is hedging his bets and lowering expectations. Baby, you can lower those expectations to the door and to the floor. It's still going to be the same thing. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.